Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. Yes, we are having a stock market drop. The question people are asking is, why isn't Steve Mnuchin stopping the drop? He could. He could if he wanted to. The big problem is there's no good news on the horizon. They're saying the latest drop is because of recognition that the coronavirus is not under control. It will not be under control, by the way. I don't see any signs that it's getting under control. As a matter of fact, I see a lot of signs that it's getting worse. Apple iPhones, they're saying they're having delivery problems. Delivery will stop from Apple. 180 different countries supply the raw materials and parts and assembly. What is that going to do? It's one of the largest stocks on the Dow. The Dow's down 961 points right now. There is no good news left to say on the horizon. Even if Mnuchin comes out and says, oh, yeah, don't worry, everything's fine. The China deal's still on. It's not. There is no good news on the horizon. Just keep that in mind. Even Bloomberg is saying stocks plunge, havens jump on mounting virus fears. The mounting virus fear theme and meme is going to go on and on throughout the summer. This is the long game. There is no stopping it. So I'm not saying everybody's going to die. What I'm saying is that it will stop the economic engine. China's already shut the doors. And the stock market, because it's so rigged, has no idea. It's nowhere close to fair market value. If the stock market keeps going and somehow finds its fair market value, I expect it to be below 5,000. And it's at 30,000 now. So Steve Mnuchin, click your mouse all you want. At the end of the day, if you don't have your assets in your own possession, you are screwed. And I do expect the stock market, the bond market, all markets to just freeze up. Instead of having a crash, it just freeze it up. But that'll happen after, say, it drops like 5,000 points. And there is no end in sight because there's no good news left to talk about. We're all laughing at what a bubble it was. What happens to bubbles? They all pop. So yes, I do expect the stock market to continue to fall between now and the rest of the year. Now, the question of how fast it will fall is probably slow and guided fall by Steve Mnuchin, the head market rigger at the Treasury. Remember, all markets are rigged, 100%. So I don't know what to expect from gold and silver. It's been rigged so long. I do expect good things from silver as part of taking down the bad guys because they have all those JP Morgan traders on RICO charges, and they're talking about taking down JP Morgan itself on RICO charges, which obviously would destroy the financial system anyway. But if it has already collapsed, it's the perfect blame game against JP Morgan, which we all know it's their fault. One of the many faults in the banking system. So keep an eye. Every day you're going to see stocks plunge and see havens jump on mounting virus fears. They're going to mess with that headline all the time. And they're going to say, oh, it's bottom. Look, I don't see anything related to an artificial bottom. I saw the artificial bottom happen in 2009. As a matter of fact, the day it happened is the day I put out a notice to all Road to Ruin members. And it was basically the Treasury Secretary at the time, Tim Geithner, coming out saying, oh, yeah, we've hit the bottom. And then all the talking heads said, we've hit the bottom. All at the same time, I said, we're in for a long-term manipulation. Here we are 11 years later. And we're probably there. It's not coordinated like it was then. So there's a long way for the stock market to drop now. Mnuchin will try to control the drop, but who knows what can happen. The good guys are in there also, so we will see. But the whole concept of holding your own asset is coming into play right now. I have for a long time suggested, more than suggested, begged everybody to get their assets in their own possession in their retirement accounts. You can do that through perpetual assets. They'll set you up a self-directed IRA where you can hold your own gold, silver, and cryptos. Call them 888-281-2630. Talk to Will Lair or Ian or Gus, any of the guys there, and they will set you up and get you going. And if you want cryptos in your own possession, which is awesome thing to have, especially if you have to go mobile. Call Will and Gus. If you have an over $10,000 purchase of cryptos, they will do it for you, and the fees are very low, very competitive. And, oh, by the way, you don't have to understand cryptos. They'll walk you through how to do it. So highly suggest calling Perpetual Assets. Somebody asked me about Noble Gold. Well, won't Noble Gold be, which is another type of metal IRA? No, they won't. Noble Gold would not survive a banking crash where everything goes down. If you don't have your assets in your own possession, you do not own your assets, period. Even if they're great guys and the guards don't give a shit about their families, they're going to protect your gold at all costs. Even if that happens, they are probably be a likely spot for confiscation and nationalization. Absolutely. But it won't happen. The chaos hits, and the first vaults that are empty are those that are held by a third party, and the guards just walk in. I mean, let's get real here. The guards have to protect their families too. Same with the owners of the companies. Or best case scenario is you're working yourself through a 20-year litigation cycle because somebody else is holding your metal. Wouldn't you rather have that metal in your own pocket? So no matter what happens, even haircuts, if the government says, oh, we're going to take 50% off all retirement accounts, and that's your choice then. Tell the government to come get you and then bug out. So yes, Perpetual Assets will set you up with a self-directed IRA that you can hold your own gold, silver, cryptos in your own possession. Because if the banks go down, when the banks go down, you're not going to have, if they're not in your hands, you're not going to have control of it. It might not even be your priority either. It might be guns and ammo and toilet paper. Definitely give Perpetual Assets a call. And if you need cryptos and don't know how to do it, and you have over 10 grand you're looking to buy, call them. 888-281-2630. They will walk you through it and buy your cryptos for you and put it in your Trezor wallet or however you decide. They will walk you through how to store it too. So definitely a huge resource. And they sell metals as well in your self-directed IRAs. So give them a call. This is Bix. Hang tough. I do expect stock market to continue to drop from now until the end of the year. There'll be little jumps up when Steve Mnuchin clicks his mouse, but the reality is the coronavirus problem is ending globalization, and that's beyond a big problem because everything is on just-in-time delivery, and Apple's already said they can't get their iPhones. It's kind of being played down right now, but they don't understand. The iPhone comes from 180 different nations. The raw materials, parts. If you're missing one piece of an iPhone, you can't even make a single iPhone. One of the component parts, or one of the component raw earth metal, or anything like that. Get everything. Now is not the time to putz around and say, yeah, I'll get to it. Now is the time to do it. Get your assets in your own possession. Prepare to be on lockdown. Italy, I hear 10 counties in Italy are on lockdown. Prepare to be on lockdown. Once you go on lockdown, there's no coming out of lockdown, as we have seen so far. So just prepare. Everybody, it's time to be safe and sane. All right? Keep an eye on 28,000 DOW because it drops below that. It's a psychological number, and boom, keeps going. This is Bix. Hang in there. Talk to you later.
All right. I have a song that I wrote for my dad. My dad's awesome. 10 years ago, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. They told him he had 6 months to live. He's a fighter, and he fought it, and he won. At least he's winning. You're always winning with cancer. You never fully beat it. But it's 10 years, and he's been cancer-free. And, yeah, it's an amazing thing. And he's an amazing man, and he's one of those fathers you want to, my whole life I was like, I want to be like that, I want to be like that. He was a lawyer, and then he turned into he calls himself a farmer, but he grows grapes. And he doesn't actually do any farming. He smokes a cigar and watches everybody else farm while he's sitting there. But it was his 70th birthday, and I wrote him a song because we've had similar lives. He got divorced from my mother, and I got divorced somewhere down the line. We both had kids. And I wrote the song so that everybody could understand it and feel it who has a relationship with their dad. It's called My Father's Son. I was born on the 4th of July, 64. My father's son, life's just begun. I didn't know much more. He gave my soul a name that day, and I'm proud of where it came. I'm glad to be my father's son, and so much more than name. And from those early years, as a boy becomes a man, I looked upon my dad as if I was his biggest fan. He said, life is short and you got one chance, don't waste a single day. So I tried to live my life as if tomorrow's far away. You see, I am my father's son. He's part of everything I've done. After all the years through laughs and tears, I'm proud to say that I am my father's son. Yes, I am my father's son. Throughout his life I watched my dad work hard for what he earned. I tried to steer my life into the path that his life turned. So I got a job and I worked real hard, but we both sacrificed too much. 'Cause families fall apart when they fall too out of touch. So I, like him, rebuilt my life to what it should have been. A loving wife with kids and all the family time to spend. It was my dad that made my road so clean and so clear. I've learned my father's lessons. It's why I'm standing here. You see, I am my father's son. He's part of everything I've done. After all the years through laughs and tears, I'm proud to say that I am my father's son. Yes, I am my father's son. Now here we sit after all these years, both tired from the winding road. We share the wine, we pass the time with family young and old. And in the end, there's so few things you leave to those who stay. So I'll cherish all the moments with my father here today. You see, I am my father's son. He's part of everything I've done. After all the years through laughs and tears, I'm proud to say that I am my father's son. Yes, I am my father's son. And I am my father's son. Thank you, folks.